Hi everyone, Mr. Mars here on the west coast of Australia. It's just after Easter and I've finally had time to finish the video to part 2 of this spike knife build. Today I'm going to show you what I did, at least, to wrap this handle on, Paracord wrap, and it's been soaked in resin. So let's get to it. Completed the grind and just using this table now I'm thinking about, as you can see, different options for the handle material. Do I do a paracord wrap? You can see me here going through the process, different colours, and I think it doesn't look too bad. Just need to get plenty on there just to have a look. I think that'll come out reasonable. Very simple round wrap like that, but most of the mistake. Here we go now. Do I do a stainless steel wire wrap on it? I think that would look great. Very hard to even get a wrap on there to see how it looked, to be honest. Anyway, at the time I thought, no, I'll put timber scales on there. This is Japanese curly maple. Got this at the Sydney Blade Show last year, along with some other bits and pieces. I just thought, oh, I'll be able to get away with it. It'll look great. It became problematic. You know, the butt, trying to actually shape them not only to the spine, which wasn't very consistent anyway, but trying to shape the back of it to the butt. Very difficult to do. Anyway, here I go. At least make an attempt to get them flat. And as you guys know, ultimately I don't go in this direction, and you might be able to see why. So, trying to shaping them now, that chamfer's going to rebate that into the butt of the knife. That spike. It's not straight, it's not square, it's not consistent in any way. So I had a few goes at it. I think on this one you can actually see how I've shaped and scalloped that out, trying to make it match. It kind of fits, but then how would I actually finish that? I would actually have to grind that down, shape that right down to that butt there, and you wouldn't really see that. You know the butt of that spike, which is an important part of a railroad spike knife. You actually need to see that cap on the end there. But anyway, as you can see, I gave up on it and ultimately went back to the paracord wrap idea. And here you can see me now, just starting out, trying to put it on, figuring out how I'm going to do it. Thinking it's going to fray, burn the end off here, but ultimately I didn't need to do that. But I'm trying to figure out as I'm going along how to actually get it to stay on. And ultimately I use the technique that we use in archery for making bowstrings. And just mixing up some glue here, thinking, well, I will glue one end of it, or the starting end down, and leave it overnight. But I'm just way too impatient for that. So I know, I'll clamp it. So I clamped it on. That was no good either, because it was sliding up and down on the glue that hadn't gone off yet. It was also in the way when I tried to wrap it round, and I unwound it all. I spent 10 minutes on it and then I unwound it all, as you can see. I had another go at it. So yeah, got hold of a decent length this time. And I didn't bother gluing this down, didn't bother with the clamp. I just started it wrapped it back on itself and just wound it round until I got to a point where I had to then use a technique that we use in archery, where you just get a bit of twine, you actually wind it in into the actual up against the blade, and then what you do is you loop it back through, and then pull it back down under. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can see a bit of twine there, so I'm actually just winding it in. So it sits up against the blade, you wind over the top of it, and eventually you loop it back in and pull the string, and then the string will pull it back down under itself. It's very hard to see, honestly. I don't know what come over me, why I had this angle or not. I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. I've got to remember to actually get a decent angle there when I'm filming. But hey, I'll get better. You can see now that I'm struggling with it. I'm pulling on it, trying to get it to come back under itself, or pull back under itself. I pull it and wobble it and wiggle it. Yeah, really hard. And the problem was, if I'd snapped it, then it would be doing all over again. This is 5 minutes later of trying to pull this through. And you see me go out of the frame, I think. I'm seeing what can I do with it. I just don't know. Try putting it down on the ground, and that's no good. There you go. So out of the frame, I put it in the vise, and then I yanked it through, and it worked. So you can just see that there. That's just been pulled through. So what I've done is I've actually cut that, and then tucked it back in, so you can't see it. Resin, as you just saw, is West System. And for anyone in WA living in the northern suburbs, I get that from Carbatech. So I mix this up 5:1. I don't know why resin's so expensive, but it is. It's just crazy. But I picked up this technique by watching one of Mike Snowdy's videos when he was making the Snowdy Boss. So what he does is he mixes it up, and then he just literally uses like a spoon or something and literally pours it on, coats the whole thing. But I just didn't want to coat the whole knife with it, so I used the old knife there and carefully applied the resin. So like that. So now I'm ready to apply it. You'll see that I'm being so careful here. It's kind of the first time I've done this, and I didn't really want to just splash it everywhere. So I do get the hang of it and start applying it more liberally. So there you go. I went over it a couple of times, and that's it. Looks pretty good, I reckon. Just see there, probably a bit closer, how that the paracord is wrapped back under itself. Well, it's just a case of leaving it to dry. Yeah, so today's tomorrow, and the obligatory paper cut test. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with it. It looks a bit odd, but you know, it's my first forged knife. Paracord wrap. It came out reasonably well. I will eventually make a sheath for it. I'd say a leather sheath, and there'll be a video of that coming up, I would say. So there you go. That's it, guys. Hope you like it, and see you on the next one.